I think we can start, colleagues. Those who are not here, they will join us because it's already 9:04. According to our program, we're supposed to start at 8:30. So we are 34 minutes late. And Mr. Kekana has some engagements and is our guest speaker. So we are going to inconvenience him. Welcome, colleagues, to our last day of the Unilisa Conference. Our day is just going to be very short because our business here is not too long. We are going to have a guest speaker to address us. From there, we are going to have presentations from exhibitors and partners. So if you are an exhibitor or a partner, you did not send your presentation, please send it through so that you'll be given the opportunity to say something or to share with us what you are offering. Then after the exhibition, we are going to have a vote of thanks by the department. Then we are going to have a closure by the School of Arts. Then from there, we are going to have lunch. That will be from 11:30 to 12 o'clock. From there, we are going to engage on a excursion to the National Archives. So, colleagues, I hope we will arrive alive. I hope we will arrive alive. Now, without any waste of time, colleagues, I will just read the bio for our guest speaker, then he will ascend the podium and address us. That is the first item of the day. Mr. Kekana is currently the Chief Director of National Library. Let me start again. Mr. Kekana is currently the Chief Director for the National Archives and Libraries in South Africa. He is responsible for coordinating policy development and the provision of archives and libraries at the national level. He has extensive experience in providing oversight, planning, monitoring, and evaluation of conditional grant projects in provinces. His previous experience is on facilitating and supporting reading and outreach programs for public libraries. Colleagues, may we give a round of applause to Mr. Kekana as he ascends the stage to address us. Yeah, no, I'll deploy.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Let me acknowledge the entire faculty of Information Science at the university, and I'm not sure if Professor Ngwepe is here, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the opportunity to allow the National Archives to share with you what they do and what we stand for. I actually thought that this conference program director was going to end on Tuesday. Because when I was here on Tuesday for the opening, I listened to Prof. Mutambara's presentation, which was really fascinating. But one of the things that he said was, which I was reflecting on as I was driving away from the university. He was saying, you can't really be talking about artificial intelligence, quantum computing, fifth industrial revolution, society 5.0, when people do not have water and electricity. And he was saying, DG, go tell the president. We need to prioritize correctly. So I thought the conference was going to end there. I was worried because we had sponsored the dinner, so I was thinking, but now what's going to happen if they decide to stop there? So you decided to proceed, and so I will continue as well. The National Archives is a chief directorate, program director in the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture. We are part of the public service. We are not a public entity. Sometimes people do think that we are a public entity, and when they engage with us and we tell them about the bureaucracy that we operating under, then they get shocked because they think the National Archives, you know, when you go to them, they can just decide to work with you or to do this and that with you. They don't know that there is a bureaucracy that we also have to go through. So we are part of the department. We are part of the branch called Heritage Promotion and Preservation. In the branch, there's museums, geographical names, Bureau of Heraldry, and the legacy projects and so on. So the Chief Directorate is also located in that branch. It's very important because if you want to collaborate with us, you also need to understand some of the environment and the context under which we operate. So, what exactly is our mandate and how do we come here? So in the Chief Directorate, there is 3 pieces of legislation that we manage, and that essentially brings us to this conference. The first legislation is the National Archives Act. And this is the legislation that now empowers us to preserve and to manage the documentary heritage in the country. I might talk a little bit later about that. So that is the one legislation that essentially brings us to this conference, so that we are able to learn what is happening in the sector, developments in the sector, and also collaborate with you on a number of initiatives. The second legislation is the National Council for Library and Information Services Act, which is a legislation that provides for the establishment of an advisory council that is advising the minister on library matters, policy development for the library sector. And you might know that we're doing quite a lot in that respect in terms of the legislations. There's a number of initiatives that we have in the past engaged on. We've developed a norms and standards framework. We've developed a national policy for library and information services. We wanted to streamline the coordination of library policies in the country. So there's quite a lot of work that actually happens there. That is the second legislation that also brings us to this conference, because there's quite a lot of developments, as I've said, in the library space that as a department, but also as a sector, we need to be aware of. Now, the third legislation is the Legal Deposit Act. The Legal Deposit Act provides for the establishment of legal deposit libraries in the country. We've got 5 legal deposit libraries in the country. The National Library is one, and the National Film and Sound Archives is one. Parliament is also one. I'm gonna can water, please. All right. So that is the third legislation. Thank you. That also brings us here, because in the legal deposit fraternity, there's also quite a lot of challenges there. And if you talk to Advocate Make, he will explain to you the issues that they are dealing with there, issues of digital preservation, issues of funding, issues of lack of storage. So this is now the third legislation that also brings us to this conference. Now, let me just unpack a little bit some of the key functions that I think there's, because you know, the conference is focusing on collaboration and partnerships, right? So while I'm busy selling the National Archives to you, I also would like you to think about the areas that you can work with us. And I want to the extent that it is possible, to highlight some of those areas so that when I go back to the office on Monday, you can call me to say, Mr. Kekana, we actually think we can work with you on some of these areas. You've mentioned 1 or 2. Is it possible that we can come and see you? And then I say, yeah. You can come, and then we can maybe explore some of the partnerships. Right, so the one function we have in the National Archives is records management, and Tuli is sitting here. She is the head of the unit, but also there is Libon, who is also very active here. She's also, where is she? Oh, yeah, I see. The two of them are essentially the champions in the records management unit. So what is the records management unit doing? Firstly, they approve the classification systems for use by governmental bodies. So they approve the file plans, they authorize the disposal authorities, establish standards for digitization and electronic records management, conduct inspections and provide training for the public sector, but also support provincial archives in fulfilling their mandate. Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about each of those functions, but I will just highlight some of the few. For instance, now, let's talk about the inspections that are happening. The training, I think, that everyone knows, the National Archives provide training to the on records management. They also go out to conduct inspections across the country, right? And they come back and they tell me about the state of records management in some of the public entities in the country. And they say, hey, Mr. Kekana, we're not doing very well in the country when it comes to records management. And I asked them, now, what do you think we can do to resolve these issues? Because they are serious issues, and you know all of that. Let me mention 1 or 2 instances that they have put before my table, without mentioning the names of the entities, of course, even though some of them have been in the public. There's a case which was in the social media where police dockets were found on a dumping site somewhere in the Eastern Cape. Now they bring that to my office and we look, and then we decide, hey, let's engage the police and let's see if this indeed is true. We write to the police and they respond to say, yeah, it's true. And in fact, some of the cases are actually active. They are not closed. So people are waiting for justice, and the dockets are on a dumping site. Now I want to put a question to you, Dr. Mudiwa. What can we do now? We're talking about artificial intelligence, robotics. What can we do to resolve these issues? There's another case now which was also brought to me recently of a public entity that has dumped its records at a dumping site also here in Pretoria, which is fairly recent. And of course, we know about the issues of the Road Accident Fund. Also, they've been in the media, and I think you have seen how their records systems actually look like. Now the question is, what is it that we can do? Is it a question of legislation that is inadequate? Is it a question of us not having capacity? Is it a question of us managing, coordinating, or implementing a legislation that does not have the teeth? Is it a question that maybe we need to look at technology, artificial intelligence? Maybe there is some smart solutions that we can bring on the table to assist the public sector and maybe some of these institutions in terms of how they manage their cases and the case files. Is there anyone who can maybe come up with a solution that can actually address these issues? Because I think that there is a whole area out there that is that's looking for solutions. And I'm now just talking about the state of records management in the national sphere. There's quite a lot of issues if you go down to municipalities and if you go down to provincial entities. There's quite a lot of challenges there that I do not even want to get into. I think the AG is doing a very good job. Every time they present the reports, they always highlight the challenges around records management. And of course, we are trying to work with the AG, also with COCTA and SALGA, to address issues at local government level, because there I think the situation is really a matter of serious concern. And I think if there's any ideas on how we as the National Archives can manage the situation there, that also would be extremely welcomed. But I do think that there is some solutions that can be implemented there. Then, of course, we are working very closely with the National Archives Advisory Council. The Act allows us to also work with the Public Protector. And I think we do actually need, even though there's a provision in the Act that allows us to work with the Public Protector, we actually need to advocate, I think, a formal agreement or a formal arrangement with the Public Protector, so that maybe we do have the teeth, and the Public Protector's Office can then begin to investigate some of these cases on our behalf, and maybe using their authority and their power, we might get some attention in terms of compliance across the sector. So I do think that we need a formal arrangement and a formal agreement with the Public Protector. But of course, we have also a unit called Library Policy and Coordination, which is coordinating the development of policy for the library sector. And the same unit is also coordinating the implementation of the conditional grant. Now, you know that at least at the moment in the public library sector, we are still able to provide a significant amount of funding through the grant to make sure that the public library sector thrives and is able to provide services to the public. So the public library sector, to a very large extent, Mr. President, I think it is catered, even though the money is not enough. Everybody in the sector will tell you the money is not enough, but there is some intervention there. Now, yesterday in the evening, Eleanor spoke about the issues around children's literature. I think, and I don't know who in the department is responsible for or is specializing in children's literature. I actually think we do need a platform in the country to deal and to address with all the issues that are related to children's literature. Issues of language, issues of access, issues of translations, and so on and so on. And who actually does what, right? The public library sector is there, and the Department of Education is there, but I do think that maybe I can take advantage of my platform and try and invite UNISA into the space so that we can actually coordinate this in a much better approach, much better, because everybody says this about children's literature. We also in the public library sector have got our own issues around this particular area, and the Department of Education also, they've got their own issues. But I think we need somebody like UNISA who can maybe just bring us together so that we actually deal with the issue of children's literature and all the issues that are related to that. And I think she went, she actually comprehensively dealt with a lot of those yesterday evening, but she didn't actually know that we are also struggling to resolve some of the issues. And I'm not sure if there's anyone here from the National Library, but I think we need a dialogue. We need a dialogue to deal with issues around children's literature. And I know that there is an interest in the department around that. Now, let me just also mention a few ongoing projects that we are also managing in the department or in the National Archives. Of course, we have a National Records Management Forum where we bring all the records managers in the country together for them to share amongst themselves, but also, coordinate training and so on. So that is ongoing. But we need, we are now working around hosting a national conference on records management. And I'm really on my knees about this one. We've already written to UNISA, and so far since I've been here on Tuesday, the feedback seems to be positive, but I really need to make sure that we have this conference this year, maybe before September, and I don't know how often we're going to have it, but I think the records management profession or records managers, we need to bring them together, and I think it is also mutually beneficial for UNISA as well to be part of this these discussions and the hosting of this conference. So I'm extending an invitation indirectly to say that there is a conference coming, and we're looking forward to working with UNISA on this one as well, going forward. And then, of course, as you know, the National Archives, for many years, we've not been able to receive records. No one has been able to transfer records to the National Archives because we've run out of space for a long time now. And we're looking at ways in which we can maybe have a new building for the National Archives. We've done some feasibility studies, and we were told that we need about 6.5 billion rands to have a new building. Now, in a conference where we're discussing Society 5.0 and artificial intelligence, somebody will say, but why do you need a building? We still need to preserve the original records. We need to preserve the original records. But of course, we need to make sure that all those records are also digitized and they're available online. Maybe at the same time, I can also say that, you know, as the National Archives, we've got in our custody about 70 linear meters of records. Now, we also have about 500,000 audio-visual records. Now, 90% of those records have not been digitized. So the road is a very long road ahead. We've now started recently procuring material, equipment. We've started digitizing, and I think we are building on consolidating on the work we've been doing in the last year or two. But essentially, our collections, 90%, they are still not digitized. Now, if somebody can tell me there's a robot that can digitize this, maybe in 3 months, I don't know what I will do. Yeah, if you can, Dr. Mdiba, if you can find a robot that can just digitize this collection in 3 months or 6 months, hey, you know, I don't know. But I'm saying here we are sitting, and this is the national heritage, right? But also imagine the risk that we are facing, having to look at physical records of this magnitude, right? That are not digitized. Imagine if we were to lose them, what's going to happen? So any smart solution out there that is available, anyone who's creative enough who can come up with a robot or I don't know what you call it, that can help us. I think let's discuss and let's explore solutions how that can happen, because we want to see these collections digitized as soon as possible. And remember, because we've not been able to receive records for so many years, over 20 years now, many governmental bodies have resorted to private storage facilities, right? So government records are all over the country in private hands. Those records are also needs to be digitized, right? Because that's part of the national documentary heritage. So that's another challenge that I want to present and leave with you. Now, I really, perhaps in conclusion, I want of the conference in 2027, and we need to work together going forward. And it should not only be this conference, it should be other conferences as well. UNISA is the largest university in the continent, and everyone, I'm sure, is running towards you for partnership and for collaboration. But please prioritize us. Thank you.
Round of applause. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. No, thank you very much, the National Archivist, for such a moving speech. And you are giving us many assignments that we need to submit. Of course, the issue of fraud and these documents that are missing, there must be a plan. I know I've got colleagues who are doing research in that space here at UNISA. I know there's a PhD study that is been taking place where colleagues are focusing on issues of police records, because that's where the problems are. But maybe the next conference I'm going to address will be to look into such issues where we embed AI. Let's check if AI can assist. Again, I think there must be a lot of engagement on digitalization, not digitization, on digitalization, so that this money we spend on too many buildings, if we can save one and have a huge visual storage somewhere. Of course, you need to preserve some records, as you say, but your speech was indeed fully packed. Can we give him another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? And of course, the conference that you talk about is something that you are also looking forward to. There are other conferences within our sector, colleagues. I will be requesting one of the guys from somewhere to also come and speak about their conferences as well, so that we know and we support them, because these are our partners. I know the SARS are coming, there's UNIZULU coming. If they can just give us something smaller, nyana, so that people can know about their programs. Now, colleagues, we are going to call the exhibitors, but is there anyone who wants to engage the National Archivist? Anyone, based on his speech? I can allow 2 questions before we release him. Is there anyone who wants to engage him? This platform doesn't come every day where you ask the National Archivist. I know he's a guest speaker, was not supposed to respond to anything, but is there anyone who wants to engage him? Anyone? There's a hand.
Thank you, Chair. This is an online question from Dr. Refilio Mabaso. She says, thank you so much, Mr. Kekana, for the insightful presentation. Are there any plans towards the development of the digitalization of the records as per your presentation? Do we have the guiding principles or rather policy to guide this initiative? And maybe, Chair, if I can use the opportunity to have heard that Mr. Kekana is also have a leg or has a leg in library services, and I request a comment. There has been concerns about the employment of unqualified librarians, and it seems that this is also going national. That the National Library of South Africa is seeking to employ a CEO and not the National Librarian. And I understand this is the responsibility of the board of the NLSA, and he might not be involved in the processes. But I request a comment on this. Thanks.
I think that's enough. Yeah, no, enough for today. Do you want to respond? Yeah, that was enough. No more engagement. Yeah.
That was enough. No, these are big questions. No, look, on the issue of digitization, we've got an approved digitization policy in the department. So I would encourage Dr. Mabaso to have a look at that. But look, as I have said, it's an initiative that we have started recently. We are digitizing. We have been fortunate because we have received some funding, even though it's ad hoc funding over the last 2 years. We have received funding through the Presidential Employment Stimulus Package Program, and we bought quite a lot of equipment to digitize. So going forward, we are going to be digitizing our collections. There's also quite a lot of initiatives across the board, across government, of digitizing, and we are in touch, working in partnership. In the justice cluster, there's also a huge initiative there that is dealing with digitization of records. So there's work that is happening on the ground, and I think all we need to do is just to coordinate it maybe much better. So on the issue of the National Library, remember, the National Library, I agree, is a public entity. But if I recall, the advert was very clear that they required a master's degree in library and information science. And then, of course, there is something else that was mentioned, that preferably also some management qualifications. But the CEO of the National Library is the National Librarian. And I have no doubt that the institution will appoint a CEO who's going to be the National Librarian. So I think we should just wait and for the process to be concluded, and let's see. But I have no doubt that that the CEO will be the National Librarian. I think there is a concern if you look at the advert. I know I've looked at the advert, and there's a concern that people think that maybe somebody else might be appointed who's not a librarian. But I think the advert is adequate to actually cover that. So maybe let's wait and see and allow the process to be concluded, and then maybe we can raise on the public library level. I mean, we've had this matter quite for some time, and we have actually addressed it. But if there's any province where you know that maybe for a position of a qualified librarians and there's someone who's appointed who's not qualified, you can bring it to our attention. There is a process that we can follow to deal with that. I think we've dealt with a lot of those complaints. And for now, I think that I don't know if there's any other province that is still doing that. I doubt. But of course, things happen. If it does happen, I would encourage that you bring that to our attention, and we will address that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, thank you very much. Another round of applause, colleagues. May I call Prof. Sarombe to come and hand over a token of appreciation to our colleagues in the National Archives. May you come back, sir. Sorry for this. Advocate, may you also join us. Austuli, may you also join us. Is Langusa in today? Is he here? He's not. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Auskanyi, is she here as well? Not. Maybe give you a wait. Yeah, give you a wait.
Good morning, colleagues. And on behalf of the Department of Information Science, UNISA Library Services, College Management of the College of Human Sciences, we just want to say thank you very much to Chief Director Pulenkekana and his team at the National Archives for collaborating with us on this project of the Unilisa Conference, the 4th Unilisa Conference. But above all, he has said that, you even heard last night from Mengobo, that we are married. She meant to use her words. We have this relationship and it is working really, really well. And we do not take you for granted. We just want to appreciate you. We want to appreciate your team. We appreciate Advocate Make. We missed you last night, but thank you for being here this morning. We also have Sis Tuli, and you said Mr. Languta is not here, and the whole team. Some of them are not here. We just want to say thank you. Oh, there she is, Libon. Thank you. We want to say thank you for all that you do for us, and we do look forward to many, many more collaborations. We do indeed prioritize you. When you call, we will run. That we promise. Yeah. And we have a small token of appreciation that I'm going to just hand over today. All right.
Cameras.
We have I'm also going to give it for this guy because he's not here. Yeah, so this is for Campbell. Yes.
Thank you.
Next one is advocates. Thank you very much. So, this is for you. Very something very nice. Appreciate you and everything. This is what I'm saying.
Round of applause. Yeah, we are married indeed, eh? Yeah. We are married. Colleagues, let's move on. Now I'm going to call the exhibitors to come and make presentations. I'm just going to read them. I don't know how ready they are. We have got the Library and Information Services of South Africa. They must get ready. We have got the Department of Library and Information Services. I don't know if they are coming as well. They must be ready too. We want to hear about their services. Is the National Archives coming back? Or that side? That side. Then Universal Knowledge Software. Are they here? Probably they are not. Bloomberry Publishing. They are here. Please be ready. Knowledge Management South Africa. They are here. Archives Heritage Group. They are here. National Archives, National South African Society of Archivists. Are you ready? Okay. Springer, Nature. Great. Worldwide Information Services. They are not here. Then we've got LexisNexis, right? Those are the partners that are here. So we are just going to start with Liasa. If we can just give a round of applause to the president of Liasa, and Tatemo Lepo, to come and address us.
Good morning. If I was a church, I would be finding him, but I'll find a way of finding him. The correct name is Library and Information Association of South Africa. Colleagues, Library and Information Association of South Africa is a SAQA registered professional body for library information sector. When we were, UNISA is our partner. Our archives are here at UNISA, in the UNISA library. If anyone wants to know when was LIASA established, what are they doing, what do they have, all you need to do is just to take a walk to the library. Our archives are held here. Not only our archives, but the archives of the two associations that were there before LIASA. As I was pondering in terms of what can I say to people who are already, most of you who are our members, because I assume you are all our members. If you are not, then there's something wrong. Yeah, there's something wrong. You're supposed to be. But in the space where we work, we come from the CLEM sector, galleries, libraries, archives, and museum. It's a very small sector, but for some strange reason, be it history or somebody decided we are disintegrating into small sectors. And anybody who understands bargaining will tell you that numbers count. And we have seen even now recently mushrooming of small race-based organizations by librarians, which defeats the purpose, because when you go and talk to someone, they look at the numbers to say, who do you represent? So, today I've got all of you here. Archivists are here, knowledge managers are here. I'm going to make a humble appeal. We need to meet before the end of this, before June. SASA, Knowledge Managers Association, we need to meet and plan how can we collaborate. We don't need to merge if people feel strongly, but we need to start to work together. Just imagine the buying power we would have if we are going to have a SASA conference, Knowledge Managers Conference, and LIASA conference in one town. And then we negotiate with the convention bureau in that town to say we are bringing 1,000 delegates. That is a bargaining power. So I'm going to appeal to these associations that let's start working together. Currently, we are the only association in the CLEM sector that has a professional body status. Why do we have to wait for SASA and knowledge managers to be recognized by SAQA before they have the designation for archivists, record managers, being designation that are in SAQA? We shouldn't wait. Let's find a way where we can work together to get those designations. Until that time that SASA will have a professional status, then we'll transfer those designations to SASA. But nobody must work as a records manager if he's not qualified. I'll tell an example. I was a board member of the ETTP SETA. ETTP SETA is a SETA responsible for libraries and archives, education, political parties, and training bodies. That SETA didn't have a records, the person they call a records manager and a records officer, all of them were non-qualified. And I asked them, to say what is the law saying in terms of government departments and statutory. It says you need to have a records manager, and that person needs to be obviously be qualified. But the SETA that is responsible for our sector didn't give a damn about it. And they can do that because we allow it, because we are not united. Just for your information, Liasa has joined, is working together with Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. As you know that G20, South Africa is currently holding the G20 presidency. So both our flagship program, the South African Library Week that we celebrated recently, and the conference will form part of the side events for G20. So we look forward to academics and practitioners to please participate in those, submit papers. Very soon we'll be sending. And the way we respect to say, we should have had our call for papers sometime in December. But there was a request from our president-elect, Professor Makhatlela, to say, let us not pollute the industry and leave Unilisa first to have their conference. So later this week, we'll be doing our call for papers. And lastly, yeah, Puleng has just left. Lastly, the advert says, preferably masters in LIS. And something, once it says preferably, it means you can take anyone who doesn't have MLS. And our concern, it came out last December, but we thought, because the board is new, and the board, none of the board members are librarians or come from the sector, claim. None from archives, none from libraries, none from museum. All of those people, none of them, not even one. And what is strange, normally in boards, you normally leave 2 or 3 members for institutional memory. They changed the whole board. We might be playing politics, but my issue is, when they do boards, even for boxing or for athletics, the minister himself said, you can't have a board for boxing without boxing people, for athletics without athletics. But when you come to the libraries, do something different. I hope, obviously from Liasa's side, you have written to the board. They responded to say, let us give them space, but they did ask that we meet with them on the 28th of April, and we did reply to them to say it's after the fact, because the advert closed on the 25th of March. So we said, look, we are not going to stop. We are going to engage other stakeholders to raise this issue. We have already written to the Portfolio Committee of Sports, Arts and Culture again, raising the same issue. We don't want a non-qualified librarian. Librarian, designation librarian, that person needs to have that designation, needs to be qualified, he needs to have the necessary experience. And because of that, we are not going to keep quiet. And lastly, we look forward to all of you attending the Unilisa Conference in Gqeberha 2025. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, the Unilisa president. Hey, I was reading here. This is how they've written this thing here. President, my apology. Yeah, no, I was reading here, and I thought, I have it under control. And it happened to Dr. Mushapi last night as well. The same thing. Yeah, because we read here. So, Unilisa, that is Unilisa. Another round of applause, colleagues. We are moving right along. I wish I can take Sasa now. Are you ready? Yeah. Can you come? Let's give a round of applause for the Deputy President of SASSA. One record practitioner, one position, qualified.
I don't know that was inspired by what Dr. Modibo to say we must follow Lias, but I get you.
Yeah, no.
I get you. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning. How are you? We are almost at the end, so we need the energy. My name is Maite Mangai. I'm the Deputy Chairperson of the South African Society of Archivists, a professional body in Tatemulep that represents the records managers and archivists and information managers within the country. We are in the process of SAQA accreditation. Already the first lap of the process has been done. We have attended the training with the SAQA. Now it's issues of paperwork. So we are getting there. But let me assure you, we are open to the discussion that you're proposing as a South African Society of Archivists. Firstly, colleagues, I want to congratulate the organizers of this conference, UNISA, the Department of Information Science, together with the library department, for hosting such a successful conference. I can confirm it was successful, more so that at the last day of the conference, we still have the hall full to this capacity. In most instances, people disappear along the days as we go to conferences. So throughout the week, we have had the robust discussions on how can we better advance the information science sector while we want to move into the Society 5.0. So all the discussions have shown the need, or all the discussions were centered around the need and the importance of collaborations and partnership, because the belief is that no man is an island. In my language, I would say, Indlu Fuyaina. That's Tonga, literally meaning this is our burden that we must carry together. All the partners that saw it fit to be part of this conference, and also Unilisa for inviting us. They understood that partnership and collaborations are very critical. UNISA is one of our biggest strategic partner, as well as SASSA. At SASSA, because in our executive committee, we have almost 4 people serving in the executive committee from UNISA. And given the discussion of the conference itself, or the theme of the conference, I would attest that SASSA play a very critical role in advancing this theme through initiatives such as our publication of scholarly research. We're contributing in building and advancing the scholarly research through our JSASA, Journal of South African Society of Archivists, which is an accredited journal, and the chief editor is one from UNISA, Professor Maruta, who's sitting there. You can see the partnership where it starts. And also through collaborations, our involvement in the Unilisa, it underscores the commitment to foster partnerships and exploring innovative approaches to information science, and also to ensure alignment with the need of the evolving needs of the society as we are moving into the digital era and the Society 5.0. So also we do that by advocating professional development, that we ensure that we provide platforms for scholars and practitioners to come together and discuss ways that will promote best practices and continuous learning, and so that we are able to adapt to the emerging technologies. This proactive stance ensures that professionals are well equipped to navigate and contribute to the dynamic landscape of information science. We urge the information science professional to join the South African Society of Archivists, the professionals and the practitioners, so that we can continue to build the profession and also to shape the sector at large. So to join SASA, you can either be an individual member or you can be an institutional member. For you to be an individual member for 2025, starting from 1st of April 2025, and it will expire on the 31st of March 2026, you need only 440, only that. And to be an institutional member, you need, for the same period, you need 4,950, which will cover 5 people within your institution with 1 voting right. So for this year, we have series of activities that will be happening. I'll start with the one that it's coming soon. We have the Archives and Records Management Bootcamp, which is an annual event. This year is the 3rd one. We are hosting the 3rd Archives and Records Management Bootcamp. It's a training that is more based on practice-based, that addresses the real challenges that are faced at work environment, so that we are able to equip practitioners with best practices and also to try and solve problems of each other and to learn best practices from each other. So the bootcamp will be happening from the 24th to the 25th of April 2025 in Pretoria, Manhattan Hotel. So the fees of the bootcamp is, for you, if you are a member, for the bootcamp you'll pay 2,500. If you are a non-member, you just want to come to the bootcamp but you don't want to affiliate, which we don't encourage. We encourage people to be members so that they can also have a voice. We need people to come and contribute in building the organization itself. So if you are a non-member, you pay 3,500 rand. So the next one, for more information on that, you can go to our website or you can talk to me. The other biggest activity that will be happening is the 2025 annual conference, which will be happening from 8th to 11th July in Cape Town, Pinelands. Pinelands is about 15 kilometers from the Cape Town airport. It's not far. It will be happening at the Old Mutual building, head office. It's a beautiful building that is ready to host us. So the theme of this year's conference is collaborative archives and records management in the era of artificial intelligence. We did not leave you out. In the era of artificial intelligence. So the aim of the theme is to highlight the balance between maintaining the integrity of historical records while we are embracing the digital innovations that enhances access to information and records. Because if records are preserved but they are not accessed, they are as good as just left where they should be. So the conference theme or the conference itself will be discussing on issues that how do we better employ the technology and the robotics and cobotics to ensure access to historical memory. And also there are different sub-themes that the conference will explore. For example, I won't read all of them. The role of archivists and records managers in in the changing world, the digital transformation in records management, and emerging technologies in the archives and records management fraternity, education and professional development in ARM, and also the legal and policy frameworks for digital records and archives. So you can see from the sub-theme that almost practitioners and scholars and researchers are all catered for. So we're looking forward to seeing all of you there. And also we also have a series of workshops, like recently in December we had a workshop on Promotion of Access to Information Act, and also UNISA was our partner in that workshop. They also presented on recognition of prior learning, which is a program that they are running. And also we have a mentorship program, and I'm happy to congratulate our winner of yesterday, who got award, Ms. Pindile Begwa, for scoring that award. She's one of the mentees who has been enrolled in our mentorship program. Can we clap hands for her? It means as Sasa we are in the right direction. Eh? Yeah, so the mentorship program is coordinated by Dr. Shekhola from UNISA as well. So those are the initiatives that we are putting in place in order to assist in advancing the profession itself. And yeah, colleagues, we're looking forward to other partnerships. May it not end at UNISA, National Archives as well. As you look into your ports of possible partners, we are here. We know you're our major stakeholder as well in most of our conferences and other activities. You're supporting us, and we really appreciate that. And we still look forward to such working relationships. Thank you, colleagues.
Round of applause. Thank you very much, colleagues. Good things are coming here. Good things are coming. Our profession is busy, colleagues, from both the library side and the archive side. Moving right along, now I'm going to call UNISA Library to come and also share with us what they are doing and if there are possible partnerships and collaboration. And that Ledwaba will come address us. Dr. Ledwaba, the stage is yours. A round of applause, colleagues.
Good morning, colleagues. The video, can you play the video? The 2-minute video. Dr. Ledwaba is playing the video, not myself, but the other Dr. Ledwaba.
Yeah, you are doctor.
Welcome to the UNISA Library and Information Services. The UNISA Library is the largest academic library in Africa, housing over 3 million items, including books, reference resources, databases, e-books, e-journals from some of the world's premier research information providers. Our personal librarians are committed to offering our students and research community with the most up-to-date subject-specific LibGuides. Access over 7,000 local and global digital newspapers and magazines through Press Reader, free to all UNISA students. Every registered UNISA student will enjoy free and limited access to the library, not only on the Muckleneuk campus in Pretoria, but also at the Science Library at Florida, the Graduate School of Business Leadership in Midrand, and at any of the regional branches throughout South Africa, including Cape Town, Durban, Pietermaritzburg, Ekurhuleni, Johannesburg, Nelspruit, Polokwane, Rustenburg, Sunnyside, East London, Gqeberha, as well as Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. UNISA Library is committed to the establishment of partnerships with public libraries to enhance services. To bridge the transactional distance between librarians and clients, the library established partnerships with metropolitan and municipal libraries across the country. To reach UNISA international students, the library also partnered with libraries in other countries, such as Ethiopia. Have your UNISA student card at hand to access all UNISA buildings and keep informed of all regulations and any urgent notices on our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, and My UNISA. For convenient use of our self-service stations, you will require a self-service PIN, which once activated will allow you to issue and return books yourself and avoid queues. There is ongoing library training in person, telephonically, and virtually offered by branch and personal librarians to ease you into navigating your way through all our services and resources. Training can be attended as many times as you wish at no cost. Books can also be requested and renewed telephonically and virtually. Learn how personal branch and search librarians can benefit your learning journey through their specialized services suited to every student's individual needs. The information search librarians conduct literature searches for assignments, dissertations, and conference papers, among other services. If you are looking for information on a specific topic, you may complete the Request for Information form available under the Request a Literature Search link on the library homepage. Complete the form and return it to the Information Search Librarians via email. The Information Search Librarian team responds to information requests from the shortest reference question to in-depth subject-specific literature searches. They work on a first-come, first-served basis. Therefore, it is suggested that any request for the service be placed well in advance. Personal librarians assist academics and postgraduate students with their research and offer training in the use of the library's electronic resources, while branch librarians assist all our undergraduate students. If the item you require is unavailable in the UNISA library, we will use the interlibrary loan service to search for it and borrow it on your behalf from another library and request them to send the book or a copy of the article. This service is only available for master's and doctoral students, including academic staff. For all walk-in students, visit the General Information Desk at any of our branches and a staff member will show you how to use the library catalog and how the shelves are arranged, which is useful when you are looking for specific books, audiovisual material, or journal articles. UNISA also has an extensive archives and special collections section if you need to locate material in the archives or special collections. An archivist will help you to retrieve these items. You will only be able to use these materials in the reading room of the archives. Digital archives are also available through or via UNISA Library Digital Collections. The UNISA Library Digital Collections provide access to notable digital collections that provide access to UNISA's unique library and special heritage materials for teaching, learning, and research at UNISA and worldwide. We contribute collaboratively to national, African, and global digital collections initiatives for the benefit of UNISA and the greater research community. UNISA Library Digitization Center digitize identified special collections. Library users can browse online through unique South African content in the UNISA Digital Archive. It is also an option to do specific searches, as each digital object is accompanied by a description of the resource displaying information such as where the document originated, who created it, and when and what the subject content entailed. Remember to download the UNISA Library app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Then, log into your library account. Scan any book's barcode to check if the UNISA Library has the book in its collection, search the library catalog, request material, renew items, and even locate a branch library nearest to you. Library rules. It is crucial that you adhere to library rules to continue using the wonderful facilities. All items that you take out must be issued in your name. You may not leave the library with material that is not issued to you. Items must be returned on their due date. You will find this either stamped in the front of the book or on your self-service slip. If items are late, you will be charged a fee. The library uses the cashless system. Library items can be returned by post or handed in at the library. Items may be renewed telephonically or online using My UNISA, but they must be renewed before their due date. All lost or damaged library items must be reported to the library. You will be responsible for the cost of the item. The electronic reserves contain the full text of your prescribed and recommended reading as listed in the Tutorial Letter 101, the E-Reserves articles. Extracts from books and other documents are all available electronically through My UNISA. Click on the Library tab, then follow the prompts and submit your search. The UNISA Library and Information Services remains committed to serving the needs of our students and research community. In addition to our e-resources, the UNISA Library also hosts a world-class institutional repository ranked among the best university repositories in the world and on the continent. Visit us on social media at facebook.com/UNISA Library, on Twitter at twitter.com/UNISA Library, and on our website on unisa.ac.za/library, where you will learn more about a variety of projects, campaigns, and the library's annual events calendar.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once more. This is the library, the UNISA library. All the services and everything is there. Maybe for me it's just to add on one or two things, but all the services have been provided there. Maybe just for some developments, there is an indication of the library app where it's indicated that you can download it from App Store or from Google Store. We have discontinued that, but have migrated it to the UNISA student app. That is basically to ensure that we complete the student work, where on the UNISA app, the registration, the application, everything is there. So we wanted the library app to also be part of the main app rather than having a separate one there. So that is the only one that is no longer there. And for all these services to be rendered, the library has come up with some directorates, that is, it's made up of directorates that enable the services to be provided to the researchers, to students, and so on, and the public at large. The directories that are responsible for that, or that make up the library, one would be the client services. That's the client facing, of course, where they have direct contact with students or with the clients. And then we have the IRD, that is Information Resources Distribution. Of course, there was an indication of the search request and delivery. That is part of the IRD. And apart from the IRD, we also have the IRCM. You know, we are we are used to these acronyms. Information Resources Content Management, that is the IRCM. That's where the cataloging, the collection development, all those areas fall in, the digitization as well, and as well as the preservation. And we have, lastly, the library corporate services. We call it library systems and support services. That is the technology side of the library, where they are handling the technology, where they are handling the planning, that is research, the quality planning, the marketing, communications as well, including the acquisitions, acquisitions of the information resources. So that's basically in addition to what is there in the video. And we have quite a number of systems. There has been an indication of the UNISA IR, the Institutional Repository. And in addition to that, we have the RDM, Research Data Management through Figshare. And we still, make an appeal to researchers, academics out there, to make sure that they deposit the data sets in that repository. So please, colleagues, ensure that upon your completion of research, do deposit your data sets so that we save time. What I was talking of saving time yesterday, we save time of redoing the studies over and over again on things that we could have, retrieved from our repository, that is the Figshare. Lastly, I have two announcements. One, there will be a copyright workshop taking place on the 23rd of April. You are invited, and it's taking place in Dr. Miriam Makeba Hall. It's just somewhere outside. Ask for directions, and then you'll get directions on the 23rd of April. And the other one, we have a book talk on the 24th of April. It's also taking place outside UNISA, that is in Vanderbilt Park Public Library. This is part of the partnerships. That is why we're taking it out to other partners. It's taking place on the 24th of April. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Can we go to Knowledge Management South Africa? Are they ready? Yes. Round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kilebogile Musimehe. I am the newly elected chairperson for Knowledge Management South Africa. And today I'm just going to introduce the association to you, and you are all welcome to join us. So we are a not-for-profit body which is owned and managed by its members, and all our operating costs are from the memberships that we charge our members. Somebody was complaining that we are expensive. It's because we do not have any sponsors, so everything that we do, we rely on the subscriptions that our members pay. So as KMSA, we play a very vital role in promoting KM in the country. I think as everyone has said, we are a new association, and knowledge management, like any other career or job opportunity in the LIS fraternity, is not supported as we would like it to be. So I think that is one of the main reasons why we have this association, so that we can take it forward and introduce ourselves to all the organizations, and also highlight the importance of knowledge management in all the organizations. So as an association, we support research and development in the field of knowledge management and also professional development. Ntate Molepo, we are also trying to get the accreditation from SAQA. It's a long and tedious process, but I think at some point we will also be getting that recognition that our colleagues from the library space have. So yeah, I think also we might need to have conversations like you're saying, so that you can also guide us on how to properly do it. So this is the current board of Knowledge Management South Africa. Dr. Mabaso, she is our previous board member, chair of the board, and I'm taking over from her. And our deputy is Mr. Damien Sako. He was supposed to be here, but there were other things that he needed to do at the office. Like I said, people were complaining that we are quite expensive, but like I said at the beginning, it's because we rely on these funds. So our individual membership is 1.8, and then our corporate it's 6,600. And with our corporate membership, you can include up to 20 people in your membership. And then we also have a membership for our retired KM professionals, and they do not pay anything. And we also have one for our students. As long as they can provide proof that they are currently registered for that academic year, then they do not pay anything. It's for free as well. So these are the benefits that our members have. We usually have webinars. We have our annual conference, which I will talk about later. We have a newsletter which just came out today, and we are also part of Knowledge Management Global Network, which is an international organization for KM professionals. We are part of that, and we also participate in some of their initiatives. So like I was saying, we are a fairly new association. We started in 2018. We started off with 84 members. When I got the stats, I think about 3 weeks back, we were standing at 421 members and growing. We also have 84 students. So for me, that is a good thing, because now they would get the mentorship and get mentored by seasoned KM professionals. And if you look at the categories, we have members from the 4 categories listed there: the academic, private, public, and non-profit organizations, with the public and private sector being most of our members. So if you want to join the association, you can visit our website. There is a link on the website where you can join. You can also contact our team. There is a team that helps us to manage the association, because we all work. We don't have that much of time to do everything. So there is an organization that is helping us with managing all the administrative work of the association. For our conference, we always host it in August every year. This year we will be in Franschhoek. It will be from the 25th to the 27th of August with the theme Integrating Knowledge Management for Operational Excellence. And this theme was actually chosen by one of our members. So we decided that this year, for the conference, the board won't decide on everything. So we sent out a call to our members to suggest the theme for the conference for this year. We received a lot of suggestions, and this is the theme that was chosen by our members as the preferred theme for the year. And then also when we are having our conference, we usually have knowledge management awards, and we have 4 categories of the awards. We have the Chairperson's Award. This one is public nominations, and we also have an adjudication committee which will choose the 2 winners, the organization and an individual. And then we have a Champions Award. The Champions Award, the person who wins and the nominees are nominated by professionals. We usually have it at the conference. So during the conference, we would have a section where the attendees would nominate and then vote for the person that they want to win. And then we also have an academics award. That one would be the best paper submitted. And then we have a Legends Award. That one is decided by the board. So we would look at people in the field of knowledge management and decide who we deem as the right person to win that award. And we also have Global Knowledge Management Week, which is celebrated in October, and this year it will be from the 19th to the 24th of October. It is an initiative by Knowledge Management Global Network. So during this week, we go all out as KM professionals. We have different events that we host, and on the 22nd of May, Department of Cooperative Governance, the ATNS and HSRC will be sharing their learnings for Knowledge Management Week. It is also organized by Knowledge Management Global Network. So we had one previously where colleagues in the Asian part of the world were sharing their experiences. So for this session, it will be Africa sharing. So the 3 organizations will be sharing their experiences. Thank you so much, colleagues.
Thank you very much for that informative presentation there. But you did not mention UNISA anywhere. They've been mentioning UNISA there. Let's fix it, eh? Yeah, let's fix it. UNISA must be there. Everywhere in the country, we must be there. We carry the name of the land, colleagues, South Africa. So we need to be seen everywhere. Is Springer Nature ready? Give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And there's a presentation?
Oh, there is.
Thank you kindly.
Do you have a presentation?
Okay. Springer Nature. Springer Nature. Okay. And I just found it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Chair. Thank you for the invite. And my name is Philip de Kok. I'm the licensing manager for Springer Nature in Southern Africa. And I first want to extend my thanks to Unilisa for the invitation for Springer Nature to be part of your event. We really appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for everybody that engaged with us during the week. We appreciate your time as well. I'm really not going to take a lot of your time. I just want to tell you about my organization that I work for. Springer Nature is about advancing discovery, and we have been doing this for 180 years. And we've like to think, well, because we're still around, we've been quite successful at doing that. Our business is in publishing, so we publish journals, we publish books, we have databases, and we provide multiple opportunities for authors, researchers to make their science and their research available to the worldwide world. How do we do that? We encourage and we invite and we attract researchers across the world globally to publish with us, publish in our journals, publish in our books, and make this content available. Then with this publication, we obviously reach out to institutions like University of South Africa to license our content, which is published by the researchers, and then make your researchers available, to have that available for them to build and base their research upon that. And they do that by searching our content. The content that we have now gathered and published, we make available on our platforms like Springer Link and like nature.com. So it's available there, and I can proudly say that University of South Africa has been a long-standing partner for us in this, and that you have access to a lot of content published by Springer Nature. Then the open science and open access was mentioned quite a couple of times during the conference, and I can now tell you that Springer Nature has been a global leader in this. We have been part of the open access publishing since it started early in the 2000s. We are still part of it. We will be growing with that. We acknowledge it as the next thing that needs to be addressed in the publishing in the world, and that we embrace open access publishing quite extensively. So much so that we have already in place in South Africa a Springer Transformative Agreement agreed with the consortium SANLIC. And I can mention that the University of South Africa is a member of that, and they are really making very good use of the Transformative Agreement to publish with Springer Nature and to publish open access. So wrapping up with that, I'm going to ask Professor Zimu Biela to join me here on stage, please. She presented yesterday on transformative agreements. Unfortunately, we're not able to attend, and we have a little bit of a competition. I'm going to hand over to her.
Thank you, Philip. Good morning, colleagues. I think it's still good morning. Already you know my name. And then I have alluded to you yesterday regarding my experience as a cataloging librarian for 20 years, but my 10 years term was spent at the HSRC, and Sekhamedzi was my director at that time, and she can testify to what I'm going to tell you about. There is a gap in the market, colleagues, regarding the scarcity of e-resources librarian, which means that our curriculum is not sufficiently addressing that gap. We are talking of Society 5.0, but we are lagging behind in some aspects. So that topic of transformative agreement, we still need to address it rigorously. And the gap, it means it's within the academic field as well as the practitioners field. So we need publishers to help us in designing the curriculum that will address that gap. In fact, I was talking to Philip about the issue of Springer Nature being the pioneers. Literature indicates that they are the pioneers in terms of introducing the concept of transformative agreement, because they open up the opportunity for their clients to actually, they open the opportunity for their clients to actually subscribe to open access in closed subscription journals. The literature has conflicting views regarding that, because also in 2014 to 2015, some of the universities were canceling the deals because they were expensive. So it means Springer was the first to do that. So for us to be able to understand this, we need them on the platform. I was also asking him regarding UNISA Academic Library, because UNISA Academic Library entered into agreement with them only in 2023 to 2025. And yet these TAs started in 2021. South Africa joined the TAs in 2021. So I was like, they need to come on board to help us understand these complicated terms and agreements which we sign with the publishers. One of the stipulations that they have in their agreement, which they have with the UNISA Academic Library, is based on the following clause. Through the Springer Translation Agreement with SENLIC, UNISA has access to publish on open access in hybrid journals. There is an article processing charge pool available on a first-come, first-served basis of 972 articles with an upper corridor of 10% up to 1,070 articles. This agreement is based on 29 academic libraries that have signed the transformative agreement with Springer Nature. Remember, I said this transformative agreement is running from 2023 to 2025. Because these stipulations or these clauses are actually complicated for us, we do not understand them. I want to hear from you, anyone, whether it's from UNISA Library, for a prize. Philip has a prize for one of you who will give us the correct answer. What does this clause mean? Let me read it again. Through the Springer Transformation Agreement with SENLIC, UNISA has access to publish on open access in hybrid journals. There is an APC, article processing charge pool, available on a first-come, first-served basis of 972 articles with an upper corridor of 10% up to 1,070 articles. What does that mean? Anyone with the correct answer, there is a prize for you that Philip has. Let's hear what it means.
It means that
all 29,
all staff or all researchers linked to the University of South Africa will be able to publish for free on hybrid journals within Springer Nature, Spring. However, it's not, this number of articles are not only available to them, they are also available to other 29 universities of South Africa who are part of the same team.
And this comes on a first come?
Happy? Yep.
Yes.
Yes, that's good.
I was hoping to get the answer from the UNISA academic library staff members. I am surprised that I'm not getting the answer from them. Meaning that, colleagues, we do need the publishers to come on board to help us in improving our curriculum. They need to help in the integration of the transformative agreement and continuously update the curriculum in order to help us understand these complicated clauses. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
You want to hand over? I'm going to give that
Cameras. Where are the cameras?
Lebu, you're fired.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Just take one.
He's just charging his own.
Ngisho aphelelwa umsebenzi aphelele.
There you go. Wow. Wait. Please. Good? Thanks.
Thank you.
I also have a small gift of appreciation to Professor Zimmer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Philip.
Thank you very much for your time, and travel safely. Bye.
Round of applause, colleagues. Can we now have Archives Heritage Group? I'm now chasing time, eh? Yeah, so I will stand up.
Good morning. I won't take time. I'm just here to tell you about the company, Archives and Heritage Group, which was established last year. And it came it was established because we saw there was a gap in the information management setup. You would find that with archives and records, you've got a lot of companies that do records management and consulting, but they would never give you the whole scope of specialization that is required in the sector. So we are trying to close that gap, but we know that actually it's quite a big gap, and we will do our best to listen to the needs. And so our main mandate or driver is actually the need to protect the past through preservation and embracing the future through technology. That's what we are. And our core services are consulting in regulatory compliance, metadata management, disaster preparedness, environmental scanning. And we also, with regard to disaster management, we also can assist with salvage operations and also prevention planning. We also provide archival services, which includes your sorting, your arrangement and description, inventorizing your collections, and book and paper conservation, and also pest management. And we also look at digital transformation, which we assist by moving from legacy to digital conversions. So which means that your legacy systems, your physical records, we also digitize, and then we can provide that service to you as well. And we use tools such as Gubi, MetaCapture, Archivematica, archive platforms. Some of the archive platforms that we use is also Atom, Alfresco, and SharePoint. In fact, we are we are probably we've got one of the developers of Atom as part of our team on this side of the equator. So I'm sure you've all met Johan, and that's what he does. And he's always been working very hard to make sure that South Africa is actually at the forefront of the development and improvement of these archive management systems. We also provide training and capacity building in areas such as preservation and conservation, digitization, Atom, SharePoint. We also do it through webinars, conferences, and podcasts. As you are aware, the space has been, because there was a gap, we also have noticed that there's also international interest in South Africa. So we've got companies now moving into South Africa to actually do this kind of work. And since the changes in leadership in the US, you've now had this disruption that is happening. And we know it's going to affect us at one point. But if we've got locally born organizations assisting with that, we don't then have to run and look for expertise elsewhere. We also do planning and design for project management within the archive and records management space. We also develop systems architecture and collections assessment, and also business analysis, which is mostly looking at your information and archives and heritage, because we've also realized that I think particularly archives, we've been moving very slowly in terms of embracing technology, not by design, but as you know that archives or archivists have always been sort of neglected, even the funding. I think the chairperson of LIASA spoke about it, that there is this sitter that is actually supposed to develop the skills, but they've got unqualified records managers managing their records. So this is the kinds of challenges that we face, and we need to also do our best to uplift the archival and records management skill and capacity in the country. When I was at my previous employer, we used to get a lot of inquiries from the region. We need to come and benchmark digitization. We need to come and benchmark records management. So there is that location of South Africa, which can actually play a very big role in terms of the sector that we are working with. And we also assist with access and curation, which there's so much growth that is needed in that space. I was talking to Mr. Kekana the other day, and we were just talking about things like arrangement and description, where I don't know, those professional archivists, you know what I'm talking about. If you are given a collection to arrange and describe, it's basically your word against nobody else. There's no proper quality checking that is going on, and fact checking of the information that you are putting and describing that record. So these are some of the things that we really think we need to partner with public, private, and corporate and academic space. We really need to look at this and maybe come up with a model that that can actually assist to ensure that our information, and it's a burden for the archivists themselves, because you find some of the records are in Dutch, some of them are in Afrikaans, and I am Tswana speaking. I don't speak Afrikaans that much, and so these are the kinds of things that the private sector can then come in and assist, because government alone, for instance, the capacity is not enough, and the resources are also not enough.
And we also assist with file plans, retention schedules, disposal authorities, vital records, and risk management. And these are the things that we know it's found out there, but our specific focus is that we have got the experience from both the physical records and the born digital records and digitized records. So, and I think the team, actually, they've all worked in government, with government, and we know what the problems are. And we also provide and assist with sort of selection and sort of designing the equipment needs. If you've got a project to digitize your collection, we can then be able to advise you correctly to say, get this would work for you, because we believe that a lot of institutions would go and then say they want a scanner, and the first thing that they think is a Zoichel scanner. It's going to be 3 million or 4 million, and the whole budget goes in there. And they only have one person who can be trained to work on that. But if you are now in an institution in South Africa, you know that procurement processes are always a challenge. When that scanner breaks down, it's going to take you another 5 years to replace it or to get it fixed, because there is no local expertise to do that. So our belief is that we look at what you need to do, and then we recommend that this is actually the equipment that you need to work with. It's affordable and you can be able to use it. So we've worked and we're working with quite a number of organizations. There's the Rock Art Center at Verth, Rashid Lombard Archive, Kenya Archives, Maritime Museum in British Columbia, the Unilisa migrating the ANC. We've been migrating the ANC archives also to Atom, and we are moving into the space, and we really are very happy that there is recognition from the sector itself. So that's what we are doing as the Archives and Heritage Group. Thank you.
Round of applause. Colleagues, we have got a QR code that is circulating. Please evaluate our conference so that we can improve. Can we now go online and connect Bloomsbury Publishing?
Good morning.
Morning, we can hear you.
Thank you so much.
We are pressed by time. We are pressed by time. Yeah, so if we can just touch important points.
Fantastic. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can. We can even.
Fantastic. Okay, so I am going to go quite fast. I'm very aware of your time. I've been attending all morning, so all good. So good morning, and thank you to Unilisa for the opportunity to present to you today. And my name is Alda Rowan, and I'm going to present Bloomsbury Digital Resources, which is a division of Bloomsbury Publishing, and I'll be showing you some of the highlights of their range of innovative online resources for libraries. Are we moving to the next slide? I just want to see. I am quickly going to just stop sharing. Okay, I'm just struggling to go to the next slide. With the slide is somebody, I do know somebody has my slide from over there. Would somebody be able to share our slides from that side?
ICT, can you assist?
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, so back on track. First, a very simplified overview of what Bloomsbury Digital Resources is all about. They are known for their excellent in-house, yes, that's the slide, thank you. They are known for their excellent in-house ebooks platform, Bloomsbury Collections, as well as two extremely successful and market-leading platforms for libraries, Drama Online and Bloomsbury Fashion Central. But as well as this, they have a fast-growing suite of other digital hubs and databases on specific topics in the humanities, social sciences and visual arts, which are the home for Bloomsbury's own content, as well as content from many partner providers and publishers. I don't have time to present them all to you today, but please do swing by our display for more information. On the next slide, we have our mission statement, which neatly sums up what they are all about. I'm not going to read that to you now, but I'm sure we have fast readers amongst all our colleagues. So let's go on to our next slide. Before touching on some of the platforms themselves, I'd like to highlight the quality features of all of Bloomsbury's platforms, which deliver engaging online environments to high standard that academic libraries expect. So some of those features and benefits are mentioned there. And then if we can go on to the next slide. Let's now take a look at Bloomsbury Collections, Bloomsbury's in-house ebooks platform for libraries. The platform currently hosts over 30,000 of Bloomsbury's own monographs, supplementary textbooks and reference titles across over 45 different subject areas in the arts, humanities, social sciences and law. Ebooks are available DRM free on an unlimited access basis for one-time perpetual access purchase with no hosting fees. Libraries can pick and choose from individual titles, purchase discounted collections, or opt for an evidence-based acquisitions program. Bloomsbury would like to assure libraries that they have no plans to change their flexible purchasing models and that they believe libraries should be able to build their collection according to their own budget and needs. On the next slide, okay, we've gone a bit, there we go, yes. Bloomsbury Collections will swell to at least 40,000 titles by the end of 2025, with the addition of titles from Bloomsbury's recent acquisition of the academic imprints from prestigious North American publisher Rowman & Littlefield. You can see an overview of the subjects covered on this slide. This is Bloomsbury's largest ever acquisition and looks to set to double the size of their academic output. On the next slide, we have evidence-based acquisitions, and the EBA model is growing in popularity and provides libraries with significantly expanded access to titles for a 12-month period on payment of a deposit, and then gives them data to choose which titles to own at the end of that period based on usage. Please come and chat to us if you would like to have more information about this. Moving on to touch on a couple of Bloomsbury's other highly innovative digital platforms. Firstly, Bloomsbury Visual Arts. On the next slide, you can see this online hub for the visual arts is home to a number of leading databases such as Bloomsbury Design Library and Bloomsbury Architecture Library, and provides cross-searchable collections of ebooks, articles, reference works, images, and other content to support an interdisciplinary approach to studies, teaching, and research. Content comes from Bloomsbury and other leading partner publishers to provide carefully curated collections on specific topics such as fine art, design studies, animation, and gaming. Collections can either be subscribed to or purchased outright, and all content has been re-indexed with a detailed and subject-specific search taxonomy. Then on to the next slide. Bloomsbury's digital hubs are designed for teaching and learning as well as research. And this slide shows an example of some of the additional resources provided, such as bibliographic guides, subject guides, and lesson plans. A few snippets from some great reviews for the platform neatly sum up some of its benefits on the next slide. Their attractive user-friendly interfaces, broad overviews of topics, and curated content. Bloomsbury is also known for cutting-edge content. I think that would be on the, let's see, on the slide, the next slide. Bloomsbury is also known for and the next slide, we can go on to the next. I've been talking fast. Bloomsbury is also known for cutting-edge content, such as one of the latest collections on Bloomsbury Fashion Central. Bloomsbury's Digital Fashion Masterclasses is a collection of unique video masterclasses showcasing the work of industry innovators in the digital fashion world. Each video masterclass is accompanied by business case studies, and this collection is designed to fully equip with the knowledge they need to survive in today's fast-paced fashion world. For more information about Bloomsbury's many other innovative digital hubs, please rather come and chat to us at the stand. So going on to the next slide. Educational video is a growing trend in teaching and research. We all know that students reach for YouTube as a source for information these days, but is that information really reliable, especially when it might disappear? Bloomsbury Video Library is a source of high-quality educational video in the arts and humanities with rigorous metadata to aid in research and discovery. On the next slide, you will see collections on film, history, visual and applied arts, dance, music, and opera, which are already available with the ability to cite, share, save, or print content such as descriptions and transcripts. The video player has handy features such as a clip-making tool, and related content is explorable by themes, artists, and other topics. On the next slide, we have some exciting new collections that have been launched on the platform in 2025. The first one is the Animators Survival Kit Animated, a collection of video masterclasses and animated examples from animation pioneer Richard Williams, which have previously only been available on DVD. Most animation lecturers will know his work very well, and this is a unique opportunity to get access to his collection. On the next slide, we have also another announcement for Bloomsbury to have a new content partnership with the London Symphony Orchestra. 2 collections of performances were launched in February, and going forward, there will be an exclusive collection of new performances launched on Bloomsbury Video Library each year. On the next slide, we have Bloomsbury's market-leading digital offering has also attracted other publishers to work with them, which is really an excellent offering. The first such platform built for a partner is Human Kinetics Library. On the next slide, you'll see that this attractive and user-friendly platform combines Bloomsbury's expertise in building online environments with Human Kinetics' market-leading sports, physical activity, and dance content. Moving on, a number of subject-based collections are available on the platform, and these comprise ebooks with accompanying videos, all connected through the platform's powerful cross-search and browse functionality. All major topics in sport and kinesiology are covered, and collections are available separately according to the institution's needs. Moving on to the next slide, praise has been heaped on the platform since it's launched, with reviewers drawing out its easy navigation, engaging interface, textbook and visual content, as you can see from this slide. Another prestigious library was showcased late last year with the launch of the Jessica Kingsley Publishers Library on the next slide. Jessica Kingsley are a UK publisher of pioneering titles in neurodiversity, mental health, gender, inclusive learning, and more. These titles are designed for educators, faculty members, health professionals, and students themselves, and are written by authors with both scholarly expertise and lived experience of the topics they write about. On the next slide, there's some of the cover images you can see from the Autism and Neurodiversity collection of 86 titles. And on the next slide, from the Gender Diversity and Sexuality collection of 69 titles here. Following on, these were swiftly followed by a collection of 59 mental health and counseling titles and 67 titles in inclusive teaching and learning, just added last month. Sorry. The Jessica Kingsley Publishers Library has all of the excellent features you'd expect, such as shown on this slide, on the next slide actually. Free trials are available, and just as there are for all of Bloomsbury's digital hubs. So please do come and talk to us if you'd like to request one. Finally, I'd like to highlight the fact that as well as digital hubs for online learning and research in specific topics, Bloomsbury Digital Resources also offers a suite of e-learning products which can be embedded in the VLE and which support student skills and success across the institution. The first of these is Skills for Study. This fully interactive product has engaging exercises, assessments, and a student gradebook embedded. It supports 12 core skills which students need as they navigate their student life, from getting ready for study to time management, critical thinking, exam skills, and employability. It is available on subscription and can be integrated into courses built into workshops or for use self-study. Cite Them Right, another interactive e-learning product, specifically teaches students academic integrity as well as giving them a highly accurate tool for creating citations. It helps them understand how to avoid plagiarism and includes a huge range of source types from books and journals to graffiti and body art, and provides guidance on 8 referencing styles including Harvard and APA. Students can work through an interactive tutorial and will receive a certificate on successful completion. This excellent and popular product is available on subscription. Come and see us if you'd like to try it out. And then at this point, I'd just like to wrap up by showing you logos for some of the many other fantastic digital resources offered by Bloomsbury. Please do be sure to join the librarians newsletter mailing list, and we look forward to telling you more about resources that may match your institution's needs. Thank you once again for allowing me to present today, and all the best with the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is a lost and found black jacket. Oh, okay. It's at the registration desk. And a bracelet. Can we take UKS? They are online. Are you there? A representative from UKS? Can you hear me? Any rep from UKS? Okay. Can we play a video from Worldwide Information Services in the meantime? If there is a rep from UKS, please indicate so that we can.
What makes Worldwide Information Services unique is our customer services, our dedicated customer and partner considerations, while offering innovative solutions and local flexible pricing.
WWIS, as we are compassionately known, is a leading information solution service provider which caters for academic, libraries, government, and healthcare organizations. We offer solutions that innovate these industries and facilitate access to the best information in the world.
Going back to the earlier days, I've had the privilege of watching this company grow whilst being part of it. Moving from a traditional subscription agency into a company that's known for its research and innovative tools. It's been a journey where not only the company has grown, but through our partnerships, through our ability to tap more into the research industry, broadening it into healthcare, allied health services, it's been a growing part of my career. I've been able to learn more about the research landscape of not only South Africa but sub-Saharan Africa, whilst understanding the true meaning of research with integrity, research ethics, delving into matters, connecting the dots that really brings the whole aspect of research and related matters together.
My experience at working with Worldwide Information Services is that we are very client-focused. We're a small team that aims to deliver the best products for our clients at prices that they enjoy, as well as education and making sure that we give them solutions that make their daily operations effective.
I'm truly excited about what the future entails and the innovative solutions that we will be able to bring to this region, and therefore aiming to continue inspiring, innovating, and educating while we continue to learn ourselves.
Round of applause, colleagues. If there's anyone who have seen a C-type charger, we have got a delegate who lost.
The WIS Academy was established as another channel through which to offer our customers dedicated support and training for the products and resources that they subscribe to through WWIS. The aim is to offer them an easy-to-access platform with readily available information and content to better equip them to gain optimally from the tools, resources and solutions. The Academy offers services in the form of complimentary webinars for our customers, product videos, marketing resources to support librarians, and recently we have expanded into offering research capacity development workshops in partnerships with various industry experts. These workshops are tailored for emerging researchers, postgraduate students, as well as supervisors from emerging economies. And we look forward to bringing on many more industry specialists to facilitate these workshops. The WIS Academy holds much in store for the future, and we hope to always stay true to our slogan, developing the WIS in you.
Worldwide Information Services, a leading solutions provider of content and information. Our primary objective is to provide customers with the best return on their investment in information resources. We offer solutions to a variety of industries, from healthcare, academic and research organizations, corporations, and public libraries. Our healthcare solutions include evidence-based medication management, expanded drug information solutions that help you navigate medication errors, IV compatibility, herbal and alternative medicine. Our solutions and data tools that support research include academic writing and language editing, reference management, and science communication resources. And as part of our open access solution, textbook solutions, database, and so much more built into our seamless value-added technology offering. Worldwide Information Services. Information stepped up.
May we give them a round of applause. They are no longer coming. Colleagues, I think I'm going to call the last exhibitor. Then we move on with our program. Then don't forget we are going to the excursion. And I would like to see all of you there, colleagues. Transport is for free. We are going to the National Archives. So please support us. Can we call LexisNexis to come and give us the last presentation? May we give a round of applause.
Should I just take it out?
ICT.
Should I just take it out and put it on my laptop?
No, she's can. He's can.
So, what should I assist?
Should I just take this out if I want to share?
Yes.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Sihle Makane. So I am one of the trainers from LexisNexis. So I'm here just to showcase one of our new libraries that we just launched last year. Okay, so just some background. LexisNexis is a provider of legal content. So we do cover different sectors. We have legal, we cover legal, government, and corporate. All right, so now currently on my screen, I am sharing the landing page of our new Lexis Plus library, and I will be pointing out what content we actually provide in our library. So looking at the screen, you will see that at the bottom, we will provide you with legislation. So LexisNexis does cover your national legislation for South Africa and also for the different countries in Africa. Then under cases, that's where we will provide you with all the law reports, allowing you to conduct quick searches. LAWSA is unique to LexisNexis, so we just help you there to start with your research. Then with the gazettes, that's easy access to your government gazettes for national and provincial. And we also provide templates for drafting and also your books in your online library. So now here, in order to access this information, I'm just going to manually expand so that you can see the content clearly. So I'm clicking on legislation. Now, with the legislation product, we will provide you here with the national acts, we provide you with the provincial acts, and we also have a bill tracker. So this does allow users to track the bills and then the municipal bylaws, policies, and tariffs. All right, so now here with the national acts, when I click on it, it will start listing all the different countries we have. Let's give it a second. So you'll see that we do have your Botswana, Eswatini, all the way down, but I just want to focus on South Africa today. So the minute I click on South African National Acts, the library will then start providing you with the principal acts, the amendment acts, and also the repealed. So all you have to do is just expand, and then you'll find all of the South African legislation grouped alphabetically. Okay, so now taking a step back, we're just going to click on Home. The next heading is cases. So now here I just want to quickly showcase what law reports we do offer as LexisNexis. So when I click on cases over here, we will start providing all of the law reports we have available. So for example, the All South African Law Report does cover cases all the way back from 1828 to 2025. We also do have your constitutional law reports, judgments online in case you are looking for some unreported cases. So we do
do have judgments online as a law report. Then you will notice that on my screen, we also provide cases from other countries as well. Right now, taking a step back, I'm going to move over to the next publication that we do offer, which is LOSA. So I mentioned when I started my session that LOSA does help with your research. So basically, if you're not sure how to go about or start with your research, it will give you your starting point in a form of a paragraph, just giving you an idea of that area of law, and then redirect you to case law and legislation. So when I click here on LOSA, you'll see that LOSA is the law of South Africa. What we've done is we have divided the volumes into different research areas. So when I click on the plus sign here, the user just needs to scroll through the research areas depending on your topic, and then you start expanding. Right, so that is our LOSA publication. Taking a step back, I want to hop over to the commentaries. So commentaries are online books that we offer within your library. So when I click on analytical materials over there, you will get commentaries. We also provide you with the dictionary and also journals. So with the journals, it's dependent on which journals you would want plugged into your library, and then you can conduct a quick search at the top. Moving over to the commentaries, just clicking on the heading over there, you will notice that all of your books, you can easily scan through them using your online library, and you can conduct quick searches. So for example, if I scroll through the list here and I use Christie's, so let's say we have Christie's in our library, you can then easily conduct a search at the top the minute you click on that title. So you'll see there it's automatically pre-filtering to the publication. Then when you click on the plus sign here at the bottom, you actually have the option to view when this publication was updated and if you need the author details as well. Then as you scroll down, you will then see the different chapters covered in the publication. Now, I've just shown you what content we have in our library in order for you to conduct a quick search in all of these headings that you're seeing at the bottom. So whether you're looking for an act, whether you're looking for a case, or you're looking for templates or a book, you conduct a search using the main search engine in the middle of the screen. So I'm just going to type in any keywords over here just to show you how to conduct a quick search. So if I type in here unfair dismissal, there's a pre-filter allowing me to instruct the library what content I'm looking for. So should I be looking for cases, I can pre-filter to cases. If I'm looking for legislation, I can pre-filter to legislation. Otherwise, you can just leave it at all content, meaning you're running a search throughout your entire library. So now I've just clicked on the search. Top left corner, it will show me that I'm currently looking at results for this topic. So if we look on the left, it is highlighting that I'm currently looking at cases, but you can always switch to what you're looking for. For example, if you want to do your research, I mentioned the LOSA publication, you can then just click on the LOSA publication. It will show you the results on the right-hand side. So looking at the results over here, it does show you that you have quite a number of results. We have post filters on the left, just allowing you to cut down the results. So just to quickly showcase this, I'm going to move back to cases where we have 9,000 results. If I move to the left-hand side, we allow you to filter using a specific judge. We allow you to filter using a specific court, so should you want to focus on a specific court. And then at the bottom, we have something called case signal. So that's where you can now focus on cases that you can rely on. So you'll notice there's a positive signal over there. The minute I click on positive, in the middle of the screen, all my cases will have this green signal indicating you can rely on them. Now, before I hop over to the other product that we do offer, I just want to showcase the new feature that we have added in our online library. So this is where now you can ask the library a question, and then it will answer that question using our judgments. So if I click on Run a New Search, in order to activate this feature, you will type in the keywords, what is. So now if I stick to my keywords and I say, what is unfair dismissal, and then I search, let's give it a second. Right, so because I typed in those keywords, at the top of the screen, you'll notice there's the answers card. So now it's going into the library, pulling up those cases and answering your questions. So the minute you type in those keywords, what is, you will then activate that feature. It doesn't just stop with answering your questions. Should you want to continue with your research, you'll notice that on the left-hand side, you still have content, and then you can just click on what you want to see at that point. Right, now before I close off, I want to hop over to the practical guidance product that we also offer. It's on the left-hand side over here. So this is if you need guidance on a specific area of law. You'll see that we have different modules or different practice areas listed over here. They are all structured in the same way, and there's different content in each practice area. So just to quickly showcase one of them, I'll use civil procedure. Okay, so now once you click on the practice area, it will then show you that these are the topics that are discussed. So remember, practical guidance, that's the product that will give you step-by-step guidance on that area of law. Now if I click on, let's say, application, practical guidance starts listing all the relevant civil procedure topics under applications. Then you click on the heading that you would need help on. So I'm just clicking on one. It's showing you the overview, it's showing you the guidance notes that you can read, and also cases and legislation linked to it. Now a nice feature that we have here, it's going to give you the option of populating the document within the system. So instead of just downloading the template and then editing the template on your laptop, you can then navigate to smart documents over here. So we do have this feature for these different practice areas, which is civil procedure, smart human capital, that's for HR, and then mainly for HR, and then also labor. Okay, so just to quickly showcase this feature, I'm going to click on one of the templates over here. Okay, let me just select one. Okay, so now here it will then give you the option to build your document there at the top, or you can either download at the bottom. So when I click build your document, it's giving you two options, express and comprehensive. Express meaning you will answer the important questions, and then the others default. Should you need or should you want more control over the document, then you take the comprehensive style. Okay, so let's give it, okay. Right, so okay, there we go. So just to quickly demo it before I end off, when I click on Express, you will see on the left-hand side, it's showing you what are the topics that you need to fill out for your template, and then you start populating it on the right-hand side. So if I click on Fast Forward over here, okay, let's just answer these ones. Fast Forward. Okay, let's get. All right, so now it's basically going to give me my template with all the answers that I have added over there. Okay, so it's just forcing me to answer these ones. Okay, there we go. So now you would download your template with your answers in there already. So when you are subscribed to LexisNexis, we do also offer unlimited training. You just drop us an email. We either go to your offices or we can conduct a virtual training. Right, that is it from my side, and thank you.
Thank you, colleagues. Can we take 10 minutes break? There's tea outside. We'll be back by quarter to 12 to close the conference. Just a tea break, then we come back. Quarter to 12, let us be here, colleagues. Thank you very much. Enjoy your tea. Colleagues, may we be seated? May we start? May I have your attention? May I have your attention, colleagues? Colleagues, we are closing the conference, right? After the last speaker, we are going to have lunch. After having lunch, we are going to go on excursion. We are visiting the National Archives. Like I said, transport is free. It's a bus. Then we are just going here, then we come back, colleagues. I think we are going to be there for an hour or so. Please join us. They are waiting for us. I'm not going to say anything after the last speaker. I must just do my vote of thanks now. Colleagues, thank you very much for being with us the whole of this morning until now. It was a lovely session where the partners were giving us or showcasing their services. We really enjoyed that. From Liasa to the last one that we had, that is LexisNexis. It was great. Colleagues, for the whole week, it was wonderful. We enjoyed, we have learned. There will be partnership after this. Some of us got some papers to write, people to partner with, or to collaborate, or to co-author or co-publish with. We are going to have a special issue for this conference. So it would be nice to see. And you know, special issues, I like them because they are flexible. We're not strict in terms of review and this, that, and that. Because if you want to publish straight to a journal, the review process will deal with you. So special issues are that flexible. Submit your paper, even if you are an academic, you are a practitioner. Let's see a lot of practitioners sending their papers for publication. That's what we want to see. Because we believe your research is too practical. So we'll learn from you as well. We'll learn from you. We are making an appeal. Please let us submit papers for special issue. We are going to communicate the due date for submission. So please just be ready. If you have presented here, you can send your manuscript for review. It should be in the Mosaïon, which is our journal here in the Department of Information Science. So please send. Colleagues, may I call on stage our acting chair of the department, Professor Sarombe, who after delivering her speech, we are going to go for lunch and we will wait for excursion. Colleagues will announce how we are going to go. Thank you very much. Prof, may we give a round of applause? A big one, please. This is my boss. Even those who are not clapping, my boss is about to speak. May people come inside. The boss is about to speak. Please come inside. I want to get a bonus. I want to get a bonus. Thank you very much, Prof.
I'm short though.
No.
Can you see me? I'm very short. Yes.
Even the heels not working.
I'm not wearing heels. I think it is almost afternoon. Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. Mine is a very short job. I am here to represent the Department of Information Science to give the vote of thanks. I am also going to represent the school director for the School of Arts, Professor Charlie. He was supposed to be here with us, but he had a family emergency and he had to leave, so he's sending his apologies. But he was very impressed with the conference. He was here on day one. He was even with us last night, and I think we heard him speak, and he thanked all stakeholders present for being a part of organizing the conference and even presenting and attending. So without further ado, I'm just going to start immediately with my short note of thanks. Distinguished guests, respected colleagues, presenters, and delegates, as we conclude this remarkable fourth Unilisa Conference, it is my honor as the acting department chair to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who contributed to making this event a resounding success. Do you agree with me? It was a success? Can we just give it a round of applause? Yes. First and foremost, protocol obliges me to acknowledge our distinguished dignitaries who graced our opening day with their presence and wisdom. Our sincere appreciation goes to Mr. V. Ndima, the DDG for Heritage Promotion and Preservation at the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, for the insightful keynote address. We want to also acknowledge Mr. K.P. Madumo, former National Librarian and CEO, and Professor Arthur Mutambara from the Institute of Future Knowledge from the University of Johannesburg. I want to express our gratitude to the leadership of the College of Human Sciences for their support. Our Executive Dean, Professor Zethu Nkosi, opened the conference, and we sincerely appreciate the commitment of the school director, Professor Charlie, and the rest of college management to advancing scholarship in our field. Their presence underscored the significance of our work within the institution. We would also like to thank the Executive Director of UNISA Libraries, Professor Mpong Mwepe, for his support and for allowing and enabling his staff from UNISA Library to collaborate with us on this amazing project. Can you also give them a round of applause? Thank you. I want to convey our sincere gratitude to the National Archives of South Africa for their invaluable contributions and support under the leadership of none other but the Chief Director, Mr. Puleng Kekana, for partnering with us in the organization of this conference and their exceptional generosity in sponsoring both our memorable gala dinner. How many people had fun last night? Yes, we did. Yes. And today's excursion. This is all due to the National Archives. And can we just give them another round of applause to show our gratitude for them allowing us to do this. These events provided invaluable opportunities for networking, relation building, and cultural exchange that complement our academic program perfectly. The gala dinner's elegant atmosphere and the educational value of the excursions will significantly enhance our conference experience, and we appreciate that the National Archives is committed towards fostering both scholarly and social. The director spoke in the morning talking about it is a service. It's not a public entity, it's a public service. So the social dimensions are on point, and we want to say thank you for that. We had an exceptional lineup of guest speakers. Do you agree with me? Starting from Monday during the lightning talks until today. On Monday we had Professor Musa Saurombe, who happens to be my daughter. I was very impressed. And then we had Professor Arthur Mutambara, Prof. James Lowry, Miss Buitmelo Seshabela, Dr. Refilwe Mabaso, Professor Forget Chaterera Zambuko, Professor Adein Katela, Professor Suleiman Hawamde, Professor Luciana Duranti, and today it was closed off by Chief Director Mr. Puleng Kekana. Our guest speakers who delivered keynote addresses and participated in panel discussions throughout the conference have enriched this event immeasurably with their expertise, visionary ideas, and willingness to engage with our community. You challenged our thinking, broadened our perspectives, and inspired new directions for research and practice. The time you took from your busy schedules to share your knowledge with us is a gift which we are deeply grateful. We just had an amazing session this morning with our partners and exhibitors. We want to extend a special appreciation to all of them for creating a dynamic and informative exhibition space. We want to mention LIASA, SASA, UKS, Bloomsbury Publishing, Knowledge Management South Africa, Archives Heritage Group, Springer Nature, Volta's Kluwer's Health and Volta Kluwer's Health, SA State Theatre, and Lexus Nexus. We really appreciate what you did. Your cutting-edge technologies, innovative solutions, and interactive demonstrations provided valuable practical context to our theoretical discussions. The opportunity for our participants to engage directly with industry leaders and see real-world applications of information science principles was an invaluable component of our conference experience. Thank you for your investment in our community and for helping bridging the gap between academia and industry. And can we give them another round of applause as well? We want to appreciate the program that took place on Monday, which was Lightning Talks. To our doctoral students and participants, we had panelists, and all those who organized that function. We just want to say a special thank you to the doctoral students who kicked off the conference with their impressive lightning talks. Your fresh perspectives and innovative research approaches represent the future of our discipline. Your enthusiasm and intellectual rigor give us great confidence in the next generation of information science scholars as we go towards, what is it? Society 5.0. Hey, who knows? In 2027, we could be in 7 point something. Can we give them a round of applause as well? Thank you. To our conference presenters, we even had our awardees last night. We really appreciate each and everyone's effort. We want to say thank you for sharing your research, your thought-provoking analyses and practical insights. The diversity of topics covered and the in-depth discussions really generated and expanded our understanding of information science partnerships and collaborations towards 5.0s. And ladies and gentlemen, without these presenters, we would not have a conference. Do you agree with me? So they deserve a double whammy of an applause. Yes. And of course, the presenters could have had all the presentations ready, but if the delegates were not here, it would have been a waste of time as well. So to our conference delegates, those in person and virtually from across the globe, I remember on Monday and Tuesday I was traveling, and these days travel is so advanced. I was sitting in a plane watching this series. You know, there's Wi-Fi. In the past, they used to say, switch off your phone, switch off, switch off. Now they tell you, you can do anything you want. So I attended virtually in a plane over the North Pole. I was telling Karen the other day, I sent her a WhatsApp to say, I'm over the North Pole listening and participating. And to all others who are across the globe, in the US, in the UK, different parts of Africa, we just want to say thank you for participating. Your active engagement, insightful questions, and collaborative spirit created a vibrant intellectual community over these 5 days. The connections formed and ideas exchanged during this conference will continue to resonate long after we depart. To our technical support, like those who are just taking a photo of me right now, thank you. We want to say a big thank you to you because we know that you are behind the scenes, but we do not take you for granted. So we just want to say thank you for managing the logistics, sound, online platform, the photography, all the things that go behind making these things work. We appreciate your dedicated efforts to ensure everything ran smoothly from start to finish. Behind every successful conference is a dedicated conference organizing team, which was working tirelessly. And so I want to give them a special mention to our former chair of department who led this process, because conference organization starts very early on. It doesn't start a week before the conference. So I would like to appreciate Professor Laurette Jacobs. I want to appreciate Dr. Mudiba, who was the chair of the UNILISA organizing committee, and the conference committee members comprising of staff from the Department of Information Science, UNISA Library, and the National Archives for your meticulous planning, problem-solving abilities, and unwavering dedication. All of these are deeply appreciated. This conference would not have been possible without your extraordinary efforts. And colleagues, can we give them a resounding round of applause? And now, as we come to the end, almost the end, remember there's an excursion, it's not over. As we return to our respective institutions, let us carry forward the insights gained, the questions raised, and the connections established during this conference. The challenges and opportunities presented by Society 5.0 require our continued collaboration and intellectual engagement. I think if there's one word, if there was a buzzword for this conference, it was collaboration. Everybody spoke about collaboration. So let us make it happen. May silos fall. Yes. Thank you, and thank you for your contributions to this remarkable gathering of minds. I look forward to our continued collaboration in advancing the field of information science. I want to wish you safe travels until we meet again at the next UNILISA in 2027. I declare the formal part of UNILISA Conference, the 4th UNILISA Conference of 2025, closed. Thank you.
Well, it's